Let's see if I'm in. Let's see if I'm here. Sending data, sending data. Come on. Oh, online on YouTube. Whoa, and we're online. Let me see if the last one's going in. Think we're online here. Let's see if we've got this. Let's add what this is. Let me just check out exactly what this is. This is update titles. Oh. Muslim child rape gang Tory cover up response committee committee oh, I think that's only one team committee. It's 2 teams, alright, 2 teams. Response. So Muslim child rape gang Tory cover up committee response to petition. Guerilla TV channel. Update all. Successfully updated 3 of the 5. Let's see what's happening here. Online, online, online. Sending data, and I think we're back in business on Blue Star. Well, hello, my baby gorillas, and let's see what's happened today in the shit show that has become the United Kingdom. So let's see what's happening. So I got this through right now, and you know how I like to keep you abreast of what's happening in the Parliament and with the petition. So I have just received an email back, and the response and what's actually happening here. So let's go straight down to this. So just be very careful what you do here. They very cleverly put in the unsubscribe button at the top here, and let me just see if you can see okay. So we've got to put the unsubscribe button at the top, so just be careful. Usually at the top there isn't the unsubscribe button. They've obviously been quite fly about it. Obviously the Oxbridge graduates doing their work there and making us unsubscribe as if that's going to stop what's going to happen. So we have a response to Jonathan Wong's petition, and dear Mr. Ballantyne, you recently, so I've actually unsubscribed now from this to actually find out what's actually happening. So just be careful you don't unsubscribe yourself like I have done by pressing what would be the most logical link, and usually the unsubscribe's at the bottom, not at the top. Released, but it's obviously done so that people can be fly, so that they can start unsubscribing people with through the people just clicking on probably the most pertinent link, which, as I said, the unsubscribe should be at the bottom anyway. It's ridiculous. You recently signed a petition releasing the Home Office Muslim child rape gang review in full, And the petition committee, the group of MPs who oversee the petition, oh, I'm sure that's going to be absolutely riveting bunch, them. The petition system, considering they've caused the problem in the first place, has considered the government's response to the petition. They felt that the response did not directly address the request of the petition and have therefore written back to the government to ask them to provide a revised response. Oh, fantastic. You can read the letter from the chairman of the petitions committee to the Home Secretary, requesting the revised response on our website here, blah, blah, blah. Committee, Parliament UK, Committee 326, Petitions Committee, Publications 3, Correspondence. When the committee has received a revised response from the government, this will be published on the website and you will receive an email. Not now that I've unsubscribed, I probably won't be receiving the email, but I'm sure I'll be able to get it anyway. If you would not like to receive further updates about this petition, you can unsubscribe below, but you can also unsubscribe above. So obviously they've been quite fly about putting the unsubscribe button where it's not meant to be. So let's go on to see what the letter is and find out what the actual underlying letter. Oh my goodness, the quicker I get a new computer the better. Here we go. Oh. So you go on the committee's website and it leads you to this link. Here we go, the Petitions Committee response. Right Honourable Priti Patel, MP, Secretary of State for the Home Department, to Masham Street, London, SW1P4DF. Dear, this was dated the 5th of May 2020. Dear Priti, I am writing to request a revised government response of the e-petition 300239, calling on the government to release the Home Office grooming gang review in full. My committee considered your department's response to the petition at its meeting on Tuesday, 5th of May, and agree that it did not directly address the request made by the petitioner, i.e. Mr. Jonathan Wong, and therefore did not meet the standard for the government's responses that has been agreed with the leader of the House. Your department's response explains the government's current work on child sexual abuse, which includes investigating the characteristics of group-based child sexual exploitation, and states that this work will inform the government's forthcoming strategy. However, the response fails to respond to the practitioner's request for this work to be published. My committee has already received a significant volume of correspondence. Well done for writing as well to the people as well. As I said on the Guerilla TV channel, you have to write to your MPs. So I'll reread that. My committee has already received a significant volume of correspondence complaining about the government's response. I am sure that your department has been receiving similar correspondence directly. Your department's response to this petition was also substantially late. So that there is could we have had rogue operatives in the Home Office, the deep state, covering up their nefarious activities, or was this led by the government? I think it was governmentally led, in conjunction with the deep state, which are the people in the Home Office. And I think we have to find out who is actually the civil servants in the Home Office who may have been covering that up at the time, under Gordon Brown and Jackie Smith. and now obviously not wanting to show this petition or the investigation into the Muslim child rape gangs. Um, your department's response to this petition was substantially late. A response to this e-petition was requested on the 6th of March and was not received until the 24th of April. Okay, we've had the coronavirus, so I'm sure they'll make that excuse anyway, so that's not really going to be pertinent, is it? It has been agreed with the Leader of the House that the government will respond within 21 days, making your response 4 weeks late, which again, they'll just say it was a coronavirus, which is going to be an irrelevance. They've got back to us at last. I fully appreciate that the government is currently under significant pressure, but it is disappointing to receive a late response that also fails to adequately respond to the petition. So well done, Jonathan. And also, we've fought two world wars, and the government is meant to perform its duties efficiently. Although I think we're like pretty in our role anyway. She seems to be doing quite a good job anyway. But I think there's bigger problems within the Tory party, which I'll come to later on. I am therefore writing on behalf of the committee to request a revised response that directly responds to the request made by the petition, which will be the Home Office, Deep State, in conjunction with the government, is going to cover up the petition, because obviously if they say they've let millions of Muslims in to rape some of the most vulnerable children in our society, gang rape them, and some of them are committing suicide, or there was a one girl who was carried out of a house where the guy set the house on fire and two women burnt to death. And that the young girl, the child, whose mother died in the blaze, doesn't know if she was part of the sexual grooming, but all covered up by the Labour Party and the Conservatives and the Deep State, as we can see. This clearly this should clearly state whether the government. Let me just go back to the beginning of this paragraph. I am therefore writing on behalf of the committee to request a revised response that directly responds to the request made by the petition. This should clearly state whether the government will publish its research into the characteristics of group-based child sexual exploitation. Well, if you follow an ideology who's got a rapist and a sexual slave trader for a profit, what do you expect? That advocates the raping of non-Muslims. I'll come to other stuff in a minute. If you're not got the hijab on, you're asking for it, basically. If the government does not plan to publish this, your request should set out in what form and when. If the government does plan to publish this, your request should set out in what form and when. Well, it would be a retracted version anyway, be covered up, and it wouldn't be what was actually required. It's the longer they continue this, the worse it will get, because everybody will see it's a cover up, and more people will be asking, why is it a cover up? So if the government does not plan to publish this, your request should explain the reasons for this. Yeah, well, we know what it is, because they've let millions of Muslims in. They don't want to upset the Muslims, and it's easier for them to cover up the rape and mass rape and sexual exploitation of some of the most vulnerable children in our society. The children that were given to the state, wards of state, who they have allowed to be abused in care homes, in homes that are meant to be caring for these children, and being allowed to be exploited. I would be grateful if you could provide a revised response before the House rises for Whitsun, never heard that, on Wednesday the 20th of May, given the substantial time that the signatories to this petition have already been waiting for the government response. Yeah, and I think we'll be waiting even longer. Keep writing, ladies and gents, keep writing to your MP, to these guys as well. We'll tell you the names, and to Priti Patel, and to Boris Johnson. I am copying the letter to the Leader of the House, with whom the standards for government responses and timeframes within which these should be provided have been agreed. Best wishes, Catherine McKinnell, Chair of the Petitions Committee. She done Mr. Jacob Rees-Mogg. So let's listen to Ali Dawah talking about the Muslims and how it's nothing to do with the Muslims. This is a good one. I like this. This is very interesting. It's always good to know what Takia is or Talia. Let's see if this goes. Oh, there we are. There. Muslims' reaction to grooming gangs debunked. Oh, we're going to get debunked. And now I'm going to rebunk it. How about that, Mr. Dawah? Oh, what's going on?
Well, if there's non-Muslims tuning into this, which I'm sure they will be, it's great that you've come to my channel, inshallah, because our whole point today is, obviously you guys know from the title, this grooming gang issue, yeah? And as Muslims, we would love for you guys to hear where we're coming from, and we would just really appreciate, if for a moment, we know the news, everyone, Muslim, we just want you to, today, zone out, meaning, put that thinking to a side and hear us out. What does Islam really teach? And as Muslims, what?
Well, I already know what Islam really teaches, and I'll play Dave Wood in a minute, because Dave Wood also knows what Islam really teaches. So we know what Islam teaches. It is a pro-raping of non-Muslims. So we know this. And this is just nonsense what they're about to say anyway. If you get your habaya on, if you want to wear the headscarf and not show any of your body, ladies, this is your future of the UK, thanks to the Live Lab Con Party and their open borders.
Grooming young girls, whoever it may be, whoever it's done by. How do you feel?
Automatically, as a human being, yeah, not talking about religion or race or caste or creed, immediately when you hear stuff like this, it sickens you to the core.
Yes.
It's a vile and cowardly act to be preying on disenfranchised and vulnerable children, women, or anyone who's been a victim to this. That's the first and foremost, and that's what we want to make clear as well from the beginning. This video is by no means in any fraction of the matter that we are defending it. This act has absolutely no defense whatsoever, and any human being that has, any emotion or justice in their heart will see something like this.
The Prophet Muhammad was a sexual slave trader, so it's very difficult for me to know how much mental gymnastics that you guys have to do to be able to sit there and say, I'm a Muslim, my Prophet was a rapist. The fact that Muslims are raping non-Muslims, as it says in the Quran, for them to do, I don't know if you think we're thick or you're thick or it's a combination of the both. I have no idea what to think of this, but quite obviously we're going to hear David Wood telling the truth in a minute.
They will automatically be disgusted to the core.
Exactly. If there's one thing we're defending, we're just trying to defend Islam from this.
And also, the Prophet Muhammad had a 6-year-old child bride. He was 50 years old, and they consummated it at 9. So child rape is definitely intrinsic into Islam.
Exactly.
That is only one thing. So when
Islam is free from this.
So when we come with statistics,
it's certainly not free from this. Complete lies there, absolute lies.
The only thing we're defending here is we're freeing Islam from these individuals. That's the only thing.
And you can't do that. You can't do that if you've got a rapist for a profit.
It reminds me of the Prophet.
A sexual slave trader. I mean, he bought and sold. He instructed his women, his men, when to rape women. So I mean, and when he got them as they called them concubines, but basically sex slaves. They instructed them through the Quran when it was acceptable to rape them. Just like our government's placated you as well.
peace be upon him, when a man came and said, I want to commit sexual intercourse with this, yeah, and the Prophet sat him down, and this is sexual intercourse, meaning two people are consenting, let alone not consenting and taking them and exploiting them, yeah.
So both ISIS and also Boko Haram had also had sex slaves. So and they knew it was from what it was written in the Quran. So these guys are just sitting here blatantly lying as if we're going to suck up all this absolute bullshit.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, would you want that for your mom? He said, no, I wouldn't. Would you want that for your daughter? No. For your sister? The Prophet Muhammad,
but it's okay if you're not a Muslim to be the sex slave. So you're not allowed to do it with Muslims, but you're allowed to rape non-Muslims. One rule for you, another for one rule for me, another for thee.
He said, you wouldn't want that for your own, yeah? Then why would you do that? And this is two people consenting. So let alone somebody going and saying, you know what, I'm going to... How would the Prophet act?
And a kid as well. Because this is an issue and it is happening in certain communities, it's very important that if you...
Same thing happened to Asia Bibi, who was a Christian in Pakistan. She was raped as well, and the British government, so much for the refugees, wouldn't actually bring her in. We want to offend the Muslims.
If you are a Muslim or you're embroiled or you're around this, there's a few things to understand, yeah? Because one issue that people did say was certain communities want to keep such issues hidden. Yeah, we can't go away from this fact.
Yes.
And it's very important, Islamically, you shouldn't keep it hidden. Yeah. In fact, there's a very good verse that comes to mind, chapter 4, verse 135.
There's been allegations that I'm not going to really listen anymore, that's rubbish. But there's been allegations that it's actually the imams in the mosques are actually telling the people to actually do this, instructing them about this type thing. So let's see David Wood, what's her name? Mary the Copt. So Mary the Copt. Oh, there he is here. Here we go. So bearing in mind they were waffling on there was nothing about rape in Islam, which is just out and out lie. It's a pro-rape.
Muhammad's wife Hafsa once caught him in bed with another. Caught him in her bed with another woman, his slave girl, Mary the Cop.
I'll just rewind that so you can actually hear that. So he was caught in bed with Mary the Cop, who was his slave girl, sexual slave girl. So that's Prophet Muhammad, who was a rapist himself.
Muhammad's wife Hafsa once caught him in her bed with another woman, his slave girl, Mary the Cop. He wanted to avoid conflict, so he promised that he would stop having sex with Mary. But later he received a revelation telling him not to. So he takes a vow that he's not going to have sex with his slave girl anymore. He makes a vow, he promises Hafsa and Aisha that he's not going to do this anymore. And then a revelation of the Quran comes, chapter 66, verses 1 through 2. O Prophet, why do you forbid yourself that which Allah hath made lawful for you? You seek to please your wives, and Allah is forgiving, merciful. Allah indeed has sanctioned for you the expiation of your oaths, and Allah is your protector, and He is the knowing, wise. So Muhammad receives the revelation, and the revelation tells him it's okay to break his oath to his wives about not having sex anymore.
So he's basically the prophet's a rapist, and the fact is that there is actual credence for the raping of non-Muslims in the Quran. So it's not just the fact that these people are doing it off their own back. The fact is that they've got understanding of the actual structure of the Sharia actually allow these to actually do it. That's why they're shouting out Ali Akbar in court. No. My goodness, honestly, it's very, very slow. So,